One of the most powerful things I have ever done in life is spend the time to understand what specifically I want to teach and advise my child on as they progress and grow through this life. I'm Jim Morris, a local real estate agent here in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're going to chat today a little bit about planning for your child's future. This is a very important part of my life because if I'm not prepared and focused on planning how to raise and instill important values in my child, then I'm leaving it up to society to sculpt my child's thoughts and decide what characteristics and traits matter or don't matter. Putting in the efforts on the forefront allowed me to have structure and use methods of repetition and examples to reward behavior or correct behavior that does not align with the characteristics I wish my child would endure. Now that I understand clearly that I don't want society sculpting my child, I've defined 4 specific topics: what is important, why it's important, when it's relevant, and how to implement it. My daughter's name is Ellie. I created a document titled Ellie Will Be. For example, Ellie will be compassionate. Ellie will be a listener and analyze her thoughts before speaking. Ellie will be loyal to her friends and family. By creating this exercise, it not only helps me center in on the values I'd like for my child to have, but also reminds myself of the values that are important to me. The key is to continually remind myself of what these traits or values are. One way my wife and I like to do this is by making sure we both read through the list every single week. This keeps us both accountable and on the same page with our parenting. The second major step to planning our child's future is defining why these characteristics or traits are important. This may sound like an unnecessary step because we all would likely wish for our children to be honest or kind or compassionate, but this step is just as necessary as the others. If we don't know why we're seeking to instill each characteristic or trait into our child, then we likely will struggle to put in the effort at all. These characteristics and traits that our child grows and possess will help define who they are as a person, and I like to think it's important to all of us that we raise our children with the best qualities possible in order to help set them up for a successful future. When we have a clear idea of why these traits are important to us, it will be easier for us to stand strong on passing them to our future generations. The third important step to planning our child's future is defining when each of these characteristics or traits are relevant. Each stage of our child's growth will come with different challenges and obstacles. It's important that we focus on understanding when these different characteristics and traits will resonate best with our children. In addition to knowing when they will become relevant, we also must be consistent and diligent in maintaining our efforts to encourage them. In order to do this, we also must embody those characteristics or traits because children are so strongly influenced by our actions more so than our words. When our children see us consistently modeling the traits we hold so strong to, it will help to mold their own decisions in life. The fourth major step to planning our child's future is defining how to implement each of these characteristics or traits. As I hinted on in the last part, our actions tend to play a larger role in influencing our children than our words do. This isn't to say that our words don't matter, because word choice is extremely important, but behaviors tend to play a big part in how our children mold their decisions. If our actions completely contradict the traits we're trying to instill in our children, then the chances of them finding meaning in those traits will be extremely slim. We need to put intention and meaning behind all of our own actions to set the foundation that we hope for our children to carry on and build upon. We are learning that parenting is never going to be a perfect process, but having a plan when it comes to the values we want to instill in our child can definitely help to better set us up for success. As with all things in life, if we don't have clear directives as to what we are trying to achieve, then we are way more likely to leave our outcome to chance. If you are anything like me, then you spend an immense amount of time thinking about your child's future and not only wanting the best for them, but for them to also be the best version of themselves. Are you looking for a system to have in place to keep yourself focused and accountable? If so, you'll love this video.